Hi,
Hi,
how are you?
just fine. Let's
Let's
have
have
a
a
late
late
night
night
conversation.
conversation. How's my hair?
It looks great.
What clothes should I wear?
What you got on is fine. Let's
Let's have
have
a
a late
late
night
night
conversation.
conversation.
And now, here are the
Dooby
masters
doo
of the late
ah,
night
dooby
conversation,
dooby doo
Taryn Ray
ah,
Smith and
dooby
Jacob
dooby
Pyle.
dooby
Thank you,
dooby
Jeff
dooby
Jeffries.
doo
Hello, everybody,
ah,
and welcome to
dooby doo
our very
ah,
first of
dooby
hopefully many
dooby doo
late night
ah.
conversation. My name is Jacob Pyle, and joining me from her home in Kansas, Taryn Ray Smith. Hey, Tara.
Hey Jacob, I am so excited for this new show. So Jacob and I were talking a few weeks back about he and I could do a conversation, easy in a half hour's time. And so that's what we're going to be doing every Sunday morning at 1 his time, 12 my time. We are going to be right here discussing and sharing just a lot of personal and positive things with all of you.
One thing I should point out too: Taryn lives in Kansas, so she's an hour behind us. But yeah, you get the now. Three things to keep in mind as we do these conversations: the fact that it'll be just Taryn Ray Smith and me doing these conversations does not necessarily mean we are doing away with the guest segment. First thing I said when we changed the format was we would always have an open door to anybody who wants to be a guest on our program. If you stay tuned to the end of the program, Jeff Jeffries will have some information on how you can be a guest, perhaps have you join in on our little conversation.
Absolutely. The second thing is, and this kind of falls on the point that you just made, Jacob. You may think that this is a live program and that Jacob and I are really up this late on a Saturday night. We're not. Jacob and I are actually both in bed, fast asleep, probably, as this program is showing right now. We always tape the show usually around the late morning, early afternoon hours during the week. So don't let the name of our new show fool you. We would still love to have you on as a guest, whether you're night owls like us or early morning people. And like Jacob mentioned, Jeff Jeffries will have some info for you on it later in the show. The last point we want to make to you: if you see me walking my dog Fiona in the streets of Kansas City, do not ask me what Jacob and I will be planning on talking to you about on next week's late night conversation, because my answer to you will most likely be I have no clue. The only person that knows that is Jacob, and none of the topics or ideas for these conversations that Jacob is conducting have not nor will ever be shared with me prior to taping. And if you are ready, Jacob, here we go with our first ever full half hour late night conversation. Take it away.
So how's your week been so far this week, Taryn?
My week has been good overall. It's been overwhelming. We kind of talked briefly about what I was going to discuss. We always keep this show positive, and I'm going to focus on the positives. My father had a really extreme mental health crisis a few weeks ago, and he has survived through that. And he's made it through the most critical window of his recovery so far, which was the first 14 days. He's on day 23 of his recovery. And I did find out at the hospital yesterday that I am allowed to bring Fiona up to see him. They were like, you can bring a dog up
Oh,
here to the hospital as long as she's not too big. And I was like, well, she's 6 pounds, so I can pretty much guarantee she's probably not too big. So that's a big win. And I got to order him pizza to the hospital yesterday too, so he doesn't just have to eat hospital food. My cousin works at that hospital, so she can in on him more often. So overall, things are going really well, and I'm very grateful. How about
well,
you? How are you doing?
I gotta make this one comment. I have actually worked at a hospital myself,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you it's like I've sat in patient rooms before, and sometimes the what was I gonna say? The the food of the hospital is not. I mean, it's good, but it's not the best. I guess you could say, just to kind of word it nicely. So I think that's really nice of you to order pizza. Yeah, just to kind of switch it up, you know. And
Yeah.
hopefully your dad will be able to will get out of this hopefully soon and hopefully be
Thank
able
you.
to do that.
Yeah, he's in a lot better position than a lot of people who went through what he went through. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind bringing awareness to it. He had an aneurysm and a stroke, and people don't always talk about stuff like that. And like, I'm open to sharing about it because fortunately, he's here. He can talk, he can walk. he can move everything, and he's in a lot better shape. What's really cool about this experience is that, like, along the way, some of my clients that I've talked to and just other people that I've talked to along the way, you learn things about people in your life who are maybe like acquaintances, or maybe you just didn't know about their personal life, who like share incredible stories of survival. I've talked to people who have had strokes when they were children, or who had brain surgery, and I had no idea. And so I think the most amazing thing when you go through something difficult is like the kindness of strangers and just getting to know other people that you didn't know as well, and realizing that like everybody has a story in their life and everybody's lives are more complicated than you realize. And so, yeah, just like the kindness of people that I didn't know as well has really been very comforting during this time, along with his
And,
progress, of course.
yeah, and a lot of famous people, of course, have had strokes. Dick Clark,
Yeah.
the New Year's Rockin' Eve, American Bandstand before that, and
Yeah.
then
I didn't know that.
Randy Travis, country singer Randy Travis also has a stroke as well. He's like right now. I mean, he can only talk like maybe one word phrases, but he's like sitting in a wheelchair. You know, one of my favorite moments, the first time he ever spoke was it was during a CMA Awards night. Everybody was singing "Forever and Ever Amen," and then when they got to the end of the song, he said "Amen" at the end, and it brought a lot of tears. It was over. It was.
I appreciate you sharing those. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I was thinking, I should take some time soon and research, because I was like, I bet there are a bunch of celebrities that this has happened to that I like am not aware of. So I appreciate you sharing that. And yeah, like
Yeah.
you were kind enough before. We don't talk about topics normally that we're going to talk about before the show, but you did. You were like, do you want to talk about what's been going on? I was like, I'll just talk about like what I feel comfortable with. And I think it's like healing. It's helpful. But what I'll say too is like, one of the cool things that happened when I was trying to discern like how well my dad was doing after all of this is like, there's a song I always sing for him. I don't know if you've ever heard of the song Blue Bayou. We won't sing it for
Oh
royalty
yeah,
reasons. Yeah, you like that song? My dad
yeah.
loves that
Look it up
song.
on YouTube. It's an amazing song.
It's a very challenging song. I'm working on it, but I don't have it in full vibrato yet, but it's one of my goals. And that was one of the things I asked him. Like, I knew he could talk and stuff. And I was like, do you remember the song Blue Bayou that we've been singing recently? And he started singing it for me. And I was just like, I can't believe you're doing this after everything that's just happened. So yeah, if you're out there and you're going through something, or someone you love is going through something, just lean on your support and whatever you believe in, whether it's a higher power or just positive energy, lean into the positive and be grateful. That's my advice.
So my week's pretty busy. I've been doing a lot of show related stuff this
Mhm.
past week. So we just recorded, or me and the girl duet partner I did recorded the theme song this past
Yay.
Tuesday. And I'm just gonna say right off the bat, like Taryn just mentioned, Taryn's been taking some time off and stuff, so she was not able to participate in the song. The girl that did sing the song, and I was asked not to mention her name, but you know who you are, and if you're watching this tonight, thank you so much. So much. But going back though to the theme song of the show, I sent links to like I think you and I think Zach Brown. Did you have a chance to play it, and what do you think?
Yeah, I had a chance to listen to it briefly, not all the way through, but part of it. I think that there's a lot of bounce and there's a lot of pizzazz and there's a lot of personality. And I think it really encompasses everything that you have put into this show and everything that you aim for it to be. And I love that, yeah, that there's female vocals as well. I think that provides a nice balance.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's funny. I know. Well, the odd thing about it, I actually wrote the song. I
Yeah.
actually wrote. I've sung it, like it's funny because when I've sung songs before, I primarily sing songs that other people have sung, but I've never
Yeah.
wrote music for that. And I know you and I have talked about that previously. The reason for that is because I cannot read musical notes for life. I remember I go back to when I was in sixth grade. Little old me decided to join band, in my middle school years. And the first thing the band director had me try was the drums, and the drums are really easy. It's just like that. You're just kind of
It's easier to
uh,
read.
yeah. Yeah, and by the way, I should point out, Taryn Ray Smith does have her dog Fiona with her. That's why I can't. So I would not. I'm like I had a dog before, by the way, and every little sound it hears, it would bark. So that's why I was very calm and patient about the thing. But going back though, and then he was like, well, why don't we try him on xylophone? And I was like, okay. And xylophone was a mess. I remember the last concert that I was required to be in attendance at. I was playing the xylophone, and I was just playing random notes on the xylophone. I just couldn't do it. And then finally, I said something to my band director. It's like, I don't think band's working out for me. I think next year I'm probably gonna do something, you know.
That's
But
okay.
I mean, I would not have. And when I sing, another thing that I should mention, when I sing, I only go by what I hear. I do not rely on musical notes. Like
I don't either.
songs like say the national anthem, I can sing that by heart. I don't even need a sheet music or notes for that
Yeah.
because everybody pretty much knows the song. And there's other songs I know that most people don't, that like I'll sing, I remember, like, I've thrown songs at you before, and I know there's been times when it's like, oh, I don't know I'm glad you know the song, but I do not know the song. But it's yeah, it's like, but going back to the theme song, so the themes, I kind of used a couple of inspirations for it. I use spoken word. If you go back to William Shatner, is a good example of it. Look up, like,
Yes.
William, like, I think one of my favorites. He did this at a science award, Rocket Man. William Shatner, Rocket Man, stuff like that. And he speaks it with such grace and imparity that
Yes.
I thought
He also
that
did
was
the
great.
song If by Bread in spoken word. And if you've never seen it, it like changed my life. He did it. So
Okay,
his spoken word songs are incredible.
yeah, I know. I need to go back and listen to it. And
Yeah.
so then, what happened was, so we had that. There's only like maybe a few parts in the whole song that were actually sung in the whole song, the theme song, and the reason, and there's been a lot of back and forth. Should I have instrumentals on it? Should I have music? And the reason I just chose just to do it a cappella is because I felt that, like, this is kind of like a laid back kind of approach, a laid back kind of show, and it kind of sets the tone for the whole show. If we don't have like a bunch of if we don't have most late night shows nowadays have like an orchestra or like musicians in the background. We don't have that, so I thought that was so cool to. But so what it was primarily is finger snaps and just the girl and I singing, and that was
Yeah.
it.
I think you made a really interesting point, and I think that a lot of people get deterred from writing music when they say, "Well, I can't read music. I can't read music." And I've written multiple albums. I can't read music, but I've played guitar since I was 12. I can kind of like I can tell what a note is on a thing, but I can't not complexly read music. If you give me a song, the way that I learn it, like you, is like by listening to it and memorizing it. And you can do the same thing when writing your own music. Of course, being able to play an instrument helps. But yeah, like I taught myself to play guitar and ukulele by just learning chords instead of reading music. And that's gotten me by for 21 years now. So, although, professional musicians would love everybody to read music, do not let it hold you back. That's what I would say.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think, yeah, but that, I mean, but yeah, I think I think the way that, but it just worked out. I think I felt like the way everything got, just came together like that. I think that is, I think that is, yeah. So we got about 15 minutes left still. So, what, what do you, I mean, what were you, are you excited about this new, what do you think of this new show so far?
I'm excited about it. I'm excited for us to be able to, keep tabs on what's happening in our world and just it's always good to put positivity and positive vibes out there. And I think it's important, like whether you're going through something difficult or whether your life is uneventful or whether it's somewhere in between, being able to come together and collaborate on stuff is amazing. I know that during what's been a difficult time for me, I've been leaning a lot into music myself. Been getting ready for some ongoing gigs that I'll be performing solo. I've been working on a lot of cover songs on my acoustic guitar and been working on how to plug in to amps and mixers and stuff which I have never done before, but I'm figuring it out on my own also with the use of AI. And I think just like with our show or your show, as we make changes and just like anything in life, you just believe in yourself, stay positive, tell yourself, I will figure this out, and take it one step at a time. What about you? What do you think?
Honestly, this is a good idea. I kind of missed this actually because what we used to do, I don't know if a lot of people remember, when we started doing the Jacob Clown Show, it was me and the guest just primarily talking for a half hour. I've done podcasting for going on, it'll be 15 years next year. So it's kind of like, you're kind of used to it, but then it's like trying to put stuff out along with it. That's great, especially if it's a new podcast. And the point I was going to bring up, I should have brought this up at the beginning, but I did. It's like, just kind of bear with Taryn Ray Smith and myself as we're transitioning into this because this is a new baby for us. This is a new TV show or a new podcast baby. Yeah. So, while there's still stuff we're trying to figure out, but just kind of bear with us as this. And I think that will be great, honestly, because we've done I've worked on so many formats. So I've done shows where we feature other artists, other musicians. I've tried doing having multiple guests on at once, and I've tried all kinds of things. But I feel like the conversation that you and I are having right now for the entire half hour is really just a quick and easy thing to put together because you can actually, you and I can come up with stuff easy to talk, even if most of the time, and I got this advice from Larry King that the less prepared of a person I am, the more genuine and real a conversation.
So true.
And so it kind of, so there's times where I'm still trying to come up with stuff to talk about, but we have, but it's but we're always coming up with something. And I think that's an important thing. I've had times where I've had to, I think the only time I've ever had to cut an interview short was we had a girl one time, and I hate these kind of guests. They only give you one word responses or very short responses.
That can be tough.
Questions. And you're trying to fill the time as best as you can. We ended up showing the interview for only 20 minutes. I did something else for the last 10 that time. So, but like I said, just Taryn Ray Smith and I are figuring this out as you guys are watching this at home. So just kind of bear with us as we're dealing with this new adventure.
Yeah, and I know you come up with the main topic points and stuff like that, but I am a chatterbox, so I always have other ideas to talk about, so feel free to always ping pong off of me. I've been meaning to ask you, Are there any particular like shows on any streaming devices or anything that you watch to like be in a better mood or to relax, or shows that you really, really love?
Well, I would say there's my go-to stress reliever is Bob Ross, The Joy of Pain,
Oh, that's a
because
great one.
like, and all it is, it's like he's sitting. He starts every show with a blank canvas, and then
Mhm.
he can turn that blank canvas into beautiful scenes of outdoor scenes, things like that.
Mhm.
And just hearing his voice kind of soothes, relaxes you, calms you down. And that's usually my go-to.
Yeah, I mean, that's a phenomenal answer. He's an absolute classic and a national treasure. I may have to go back and watch some of them. When I was a little kid, I used to watch something similar, but it was kind of like the kids version. I don't know if anybody watching remembers this, but it was this guy and his name was his show was called Pappy Land, and he would
I
teach you. You
remember
remember
Pappy Land.
Pappy Land? Oh my gosh, most people don't know it at all. So I don't watch this now. But when I was a kid, he would teach you very simple ways to learn how to animate and draw. And as a kid, I mean, I was just really impressed by it. But now as an adult, one of my favorite shows ever is Love on the Spectrum. Every time a new season comes out, I wish that it was like 10 times as long. And then I also watch a lot of, I don't know if I would say this is like soothing, but like I work in the true crime space a lot, and I like watching true crime documentaries a lot. I grew up in a really messed up childhood, and I've just always really been fascinated by criminology and psychology. So I do watch a lot of that in my spare time too.
Awesome. That's cool. Yeah, I remember Pappy Land when I was a kid. I think it used to air on PBS when I
Yeah.
first heard of it, and then I think it moved to like TLC, and then now it's
Yep.
there. But there's episodes. We're not going to give it away on here, but just kind of like trust us. Look Pappy Land up on YouTube, and
Yeah.
you will you'll see you'll see how cool and amazing the land of drawing can really be.
Yeah.
If
He
that
was
makes
kind of like a caffeinated Bob Ross, if you
Yeah.
will. Like they totally could have been cousins or something. I don't think there was any relation at all, but yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have to go back and look at Pappy Land. While we're on the subject of PBS in the 90s, did you ever watch Zoom? Come
I
on
did,
in.
yes.
I won't sing
Come
the whole
on
thing.
in, Zoom. Come on in. Yeah.
Did Dubid Yabu Abevaber Labern Tabus Babik Abi Dubby? Did you ever learn to speak Abi Dubby?
I don't think I can speak UBW really well.
Most people can't. I worked really hard at it as a child because I was like, I'm gonna
But
be
well, I mean, it's a simple thing. Basically, it's Pig Latin. You're basically,
kind of.
you know, like basically any vowels or anything comes up, you're just like say, like I'll let me see if I can come up. The bog. I'll use that.
Yeah. Or like Jabe Kebab is your name in
Jacob.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Tabarabin.
So, yeah.
Fabia Bonaba is my dog.
Yeah. I'm not fluent in UBW. I don't speak UBW, but I don't like I can't speak it really well, but
I don't think it would build my resume if I put it on there. People might think I was insane. Although maybe
Yeah.
for kids shows.
Yeah. No, there's other good PBS shows I remember. Of course,
Oh,
Green
yeah.
Rainbow, LeVar Burton,
Oh
Mr.
my gosh.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, of course, was
Mm.
a favorite of mine when I was young. Sesame Street.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of and a lot of people probably don't know this, but Sherry Lewis had a show on PBS too with her puppet Lamb Chop.
I love lamb chop.
Yeah.
My dog has a lamb chop. My dog before this dog had a lamb chop. I had the little lamb chop puppet when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I mean, while we're just going back in the 90s, Pee Wee Herman was a huge creative inspiration for me.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
He's so good. And then
Yeah.
his name is escaping me. I know it starts with an R. He passed away a couple years ago. But Pee Wee's Playhouse and the Pee Wee Adventures movies, Genius.
Yeah,
Truly.
yeah.
Mhm.
Paul Rubens was the
Yes,
guy that.
Paul Rubin. There we go.
And then, well, I would say my inspiration, my inspiration for this, my main inspiration would have to be Dick Clark.
Oh,
Yeah, Dick Clark was like, yeah, it's like we mentioned Dick Clark earlier as one of the guys that had stroke. He, he done like a lot of shows, like the New Year's Eve rocking shows are familiar. The American Bandstand, which is,
oh yeah.
and then he's done like Loopers, Pyramid. He's done,
Oh yeah, Pyramid. I loved Pyramid.
and he's done so many wonderful shows as well as create and produce shows. I don't like so that's my main inspiration right there as far as who inspired
Very
me
cool.
to become a fan.
Am I
And of
incorrect
course,
in saying
and,
is
and
he
may I
still
add one
alive?
more thing? I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
My dad, I have to mention this to my parents, obviously. Go ahead.
Absolutely. No, yeah, my dad is also like my main driving force, so I get that. I was just gonna ask about Dick Clark. Am I incorrect? Is he still alive?
He died not long after I graduated high school,
Okay,
2012.
no, there's someone else that I'm thinking of. I can't think of who it is. It's okay. It was someone that's similar to Dick Clark that's hosted many things over the years. But you mentioned a game show, Pyramid. I'm not allowed to say which game show yet, but sometime in the next year, I will be going on a big game show, and I
I
will once
heard.
it's out, I'll be sharing, or once I know I'm allowed to share, I'll share it with everyone.
Yeah, stay tuned. That's
Stay tuned.
all that's all I can say. I will try to watch it if I can, depending on what time it comes on, but I will
Yeah,
definitely
I'll
be
give
watching.
everybody a heads up when I know that I'm allowed to. And if
Yeah.
not, I'm sure I'll have clips of it.
Yeah, I'll watch and if you want to, just message me whenever you
Yeah,
once you are allowed to say what it is, and then I'll
I
share it
will.
on my Facebook page as well.
Oh, thank
So
you. Yeah,
you're
absolutely. I
welcome.
will share it with the world.
All right. So we still have about 2 more minutes left in our 30 minutes together. So what did you think? What did you think
What do I think
of the
so far
show?
today? I think
What
we always have a great conversation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think I said this when we last got together, but I'll say it again. Like you're like a sister to me. You and I, you and I are I grew up an only child, and it's nice to be able to have friends and have people that are willing that are willing to that have the same mind as you and that are willing to work off each other like that. And I think that's really cool.
Absolutely. I have a sibling. She's 7 years older than me, so we've always had an age gap in there, but that's neither here nor there. The point is you and I we're like almost exactly the same age, within like a year or two of one another. And so we like really mesh on cultural things. Like when I tell you I brought up Pappy Land to so many people and nobody knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, I totally agree. Like we have such a great simpatico, symbiotic partnership, professional working relationship. And we always just have such a great time filming these segments for all of you. And I'm just happy to be a part of it. I know we both are. And I think that makes for the best, most organic content creation.
Yeah, this is this is partially what inspired me to change the format of the show, because it's like, I enjoy getting, like, when we were doing the when we were doing these for only 10 minutes, it's like, dang, I keep thinking to myself after we tape them, I'm like, I wish there was more time for us to be able to actually sit down and have a really good conversation together. And
Yeah,
here we are.
here we are. There's always more to talk about. And that's what I'm all about. Spreading
And
information and helping us all improve.
yes, and there is more that we can share and talk about, but as far as time is concerned, that is it. That is that is our time for today, except for this one thing. Since this is a positive show, this will be a perfect way of spreading positivity to everyone who's dealing with stuff in your head. This week's positive affirmation of the week. Do you have any words of positive affirmation that you want to give to our viewers?
Yes, absolutely. One of my personal favorites, and I get told this all the time, and I tell people this all the time, this world is a much better place with you in it. Think about that, truly. And also, it is time to bring this morning's late night conversation to a close. We hope you can join us again next week, same bat time, same bat channel for another late night conversation. And we hope you can join us then.
From my studios in from my studios in Sharpsville, Indiana, I'm Jacob Pyle.
And from my home in Kansas City, Kansas, I'm Taryn Ray Smith. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe and goodbye, everybody.
Dooby doo ah, dooby dooby doo ah, dooby 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 doo ah, dooby doo ah, dooby dooby doo ah, dooby 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 doo ah, doo 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 doo.
If you'd like to join us for a future late night conversation, or if you are ordering a DVD copy of tonight's program, send Jacob an email. His email address is jtpile1@aol.com. Or if you're ordering a DVD copy of tonight's program, send $10 check or money order to A Late Night Conversation, care of Pile Media Ventures, Post Office Box 130, Oakford, Indiana 46965. Please include the air date seen on the screen when ordering. Residents outside of Indiana and Kansas will pay $5 shipping and handling. Sorry, no CODs.
I gotta go.
Why so soon?
It's the end of the show.
Oh, now I know.
This has been a late night conversation. Don't freak.
Why not?
I'll be back next week
And so will I.
for another late night conversation. Hey, Jacob, when does this song end?
I don't know.
How about right now?
Do I?